Hey everybody. While we check the quorum, I wanted to draw your attention to these cards the Urban Land Institute has been sharing with us. They are about different items that they think might be of interest to us. So I'll recommend that you take a look at it. They have separated the cards by different subjects. These cards are also available to the public. So if they are interested, they can go to ULI, Urban Land Institute Nashville, Urban Land Institute of Nashville, and just get some information. So I just want to make sure you saw them on your desk. I think they are planning on also making this into a little booklet that you can use or have or share. So having said that, are there any items that any of you want me to remove from the consent agenda? Have you been able to look at the agenda and no? All right, so what I will do is start reading through the consent, and then if anything gets your attention that you want to remove, just let me know, and I'll go ahead and take it out. I forgot to say this is the Planning, Zoning, and Historical Committee of the Council. Today is March 19th, and we're going to get started. All right. RS 2019-1642 by O'Connell and Bedney. It authorizes LC Sobro 1 LLC to construct and install aerial encroachments at 700 3rd Avenue South. Resolution RS 2019-1643 by O'Connell and Bedney. It authorizes LC Sobro 1 LLC to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 723 2nd Avenue South. BL 2019-1542 by O'Connell. It authorizes 151 Nashville LLC to install, construct, and maintain aerial and underground encroachments in the right-of-way located at 151 1st Avenue South. BL 2018-1402 by Councilmember Kendall. It changes 0.46 acres from CN to SP zoning for a property located at 927 929 40th Avenue North to construct 6 multifamily residential units, 5,000 square feet of retail uses, and 1,400 square feet of office uses. There is a letter to approve by Councilmember Kindle. BL 2018-1415 by Councilmember Scott Davis. It changes 0.34 acres from RS5 to SP zoning for the property located at 1300 North 5th Street to permit up to 10 multifamily residential units. BL 2018-1453 by Councilmember Hastings. It changes 0.91 acres from R8 to RM9-A zoning for property located at 3113 and 3114 Cliff Drive. BL 2019-1468 by Councilmember Scott Davis. It changes 0.34 acres from RS5 to R6 zoning for property located at 707 Ward Street. BL 2019-1504 by Councilmember Kendall. It changes 0.31 acres from RS5 to R6-A zoning for property located at 2409 and 2411 Albion Street, and there is a letter to approve by the council member. BL 29, this one has an amendment, so I'm going to keep it out of the consent. BL 2019-1506, as amended by Councilmember Van Rees. It amends 12.87 acres of a neighborhood landmark overlay district to permit wedding and events for a property located at 1020 Gibson Drive. There is a letter to approve. It is amended already.
There's an additional amendment.
Okay. There is an amendment that Jameson is telling me that is going to be brought up on the floor. So do you guys want to review the amendment now, or do you want to leave it to, yes? No. Okay, well, taking it out of the consent, okay. All right. BL 2019-1507 by Councilmember O'Connell. It changes 0.15 acres from IWD to MUNA zoning for the property located at 193 Little Green Street. BL 2019-1508 by Councilmember Syracuse. It changes 1.10 acres from R10 to CS zoning for property located at 563 and 579 Upshot Drive and number, and a portion of 2729 Shacklet Drive. BL 2019-1509 by me. It amends 6.64 acres specific plan for a property located at 1638 Bell Road to permit 70 multifamily residential units, 1,500 square feet of retail use, and maintain the existing 31,200 square feet of office business school. BL 2019-1510 by Councilmember Scott Davis. It amends 4.46 acres of a specific plan for property located at 1214 and 1216 Gallatin Avenue to permit a self-service storage facility on Lot 1 and all uses permitted by the MULA zoning district on Lot 2. BL 2019-1511 by Councilmember Van Rees. It changes 14.75 acres from RS10 to SP zoning for property located at 808 and 820 Skyline Ridge Drive to permit 214 multifamily residential units and 2,500 square feet of non-residential use. There is a letter to approve. BL 2019-1512 by Councilmember Anthony Davis, and there is no letter here, so we're going to put it on the hill. Let me double check if there is a letter here. There is a letter. It wasn't listed here, but there is a letter here. So I'm going to keep it in the agenda and the consent, and it changes 0.27 acres from R6 to OR20-A zoning for a property located at 1111 McGavock Pike. BL 2019-1513 by Councilmember Perdue and Primor. It cancels 29.7 acres of a planned new development located at 1201 Neely's Bend and Neely's Bend Road, and part of a property located at 1145 Neely's Bend Road, and there is a letter to approve. BL 2019-1514 by Councilmember Sledge. It changes 1.87 acres from IR to MUG-A zoning for a property located at 700 Hamilton Avenue. And the last one is BL 2019-1515 by Councilmember Kendall. It changes 0.22 acres from RS5 to R6-A zoning for a property located at 1712 14th Avenue North. Do I need to remove any item?
No, move consent.
Just the one that we removed.
Yes.
Second.
We have a motion to approve on the consent agenda and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Very well. Thank you. We're going to go through the items that are not on consent. First one is BL 2019-1464 by Councilmember Scott Davis. It changes 0.2 acres from SPR and to RM15-A zoning for a property located at 1218 Montgomery Avenue. It is not on consent, and there is a proposed amendment. Councilmember Scott Davis.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to move for a one meeting deferral and defer back to the committee. There's a few things I want to tighten up on the substitute, sir.
There's a motion to, in one meeting deferral and bring it back to the committee. There is a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? It passes. Thank you. All right. The other item that is not on consent is BL 2019-1505 by Councilmember Scott Davis. It changes 0.15 acres from RS5 to R6 zoning for a property located at 888 Carter Street. And you, Councilmember, have an amendment.
For Carter Street?
Yes, sir. It lists here that there is a proposed amendment. All right, sorry about the typo. So this item was on the consent, but if you all agree to say yes, we can put it back on the consent. Okay, do I have a motion to put it back on consent?
So moved.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? All right, thank you. Next item is BL 2019-1506 by Councilmember Van Rees. She's not here, and she's the only sponsor. So there is a letter, but she can, okay, who asked me to pull it out? Okay, do any of you wants to move the amendment?
I'll move the amendment.
Okay, so we have a motion to move the amendment, and there is a second? Yeah, there is a letter here, a letter to approve. Sorry about that. So we have a motion to move the amendment and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? All right. So do I have a motion to move the legislation as amended? There is a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Thank you. By the way, all the letters to approve are available. If any of you wants to look at them, I have them here. The next item, there is no next item. We're done. So anybody wants to tell stories or something? No? Yes, Councilmember O'Connell. No? Councilmember Withers?
Mr. Jameson, I've lost track of this one. It is a District 5 item. It is for property maybe in the 900 block of Douglas Avenue. It's somewhat adjacent to Auto Diesel College. It was recommended for approval, moving from RS5 or the equivalent to R6, which I think our committee was comfortable with. Then there was a substitute that we had some discomfort with, and I thought that that substitute was referred back to our committee.
My understanding of the sponsor's intent tonight is he will move the substitute that alters it to RM15, but he will not move approval on third, and I'm looking at him to make sure anything I say is inaccurate. He will then move, he will not move for approval on third tonight, simply requesting approval of the substitute. Then move third public hearing to May 7th on what is essentially the new substitute, with re-referral back to this committee prior to final approval.
That's correct, but except it's not RM15, it's RM20. Only minor typo.
RM20, sorry. It will not need to go back to the planning commission because that was the original application and that was disapproved. So it will come to you as a disapproved bill.
And will remain disapproved. So
Correct.
today, the request would be to apply the substitute and have a new public hearing.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? All right. Thank you very much. Meeting is adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.